Good morning to everyone. 6 a.m. here in Knoxville. Trying to get everything cleaned off so that I can bring you the road conditions this morning as promised. What am I going to do? Clean that off. That's fine. Hey, everybody. We'll try to bring you the road conditions this morning here in Knoxville. Thanks for joining me this morning, this early time. Uh, so cold. There's so much ice. It's been very hard for me to get my windshield clean. So we're going to see what we can do here in just a bit. Try to get the light glare off of it. Picture might come through a little better. You guys can see uh, everything is snow covered. It's packed down and very icy. Um, Apologize for the image quality. I'm going to work on that. It's not too bad now that we got out the glare of the lights. Uh, as you can see from that, we're definitely on the slick side this morning. I know that Interstate 40 is shut down eastbound in Roane County. So if you're coming into Knoxville from the west, you're going to be sitting in a parking lot on Interstate 40. As you can see with that car that went by, there is some traffic out. I'm not really sure why. Uh, all emergency management has encouraged people not to drive at all. The roads are very treacherous. Even like North Shore Drive here that's been treated, um, oh, very slick this morning. And this is pretty much how I'm sure it's going to be all around town. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it. I am by myself this morning. Deb's not with me, so roads are bad enough. It may take me just a little bit. I can't, if you guys get in the chat this morning, I'm not going to be able to really watch that a whole lot. But even though the road's been treated and snow plows were out all night, as you can see, we're really down to ice on the roads at this point. And travel for the next several hours at least is going to be very challenging. All the snow has stopped. I was lucky enough to at least get about 4 or 5 hours sleep last night after I left you all. I want to try to get up here to a convenience store and see if I can clean the windshield off a little bit more to get a better video quality. And again, I apologize for that. I don't know, Miami, I don't know if you're on watching this morning. I know you're going to try to, uh, but I would not advise travel out of Knoxville at least until the sun comes up and maybe even around noon to see if some of this will melt off. Because I know there was a lot of problems on Interstate 75 last night. Uh, I know there was one severe wreck that did involve a fatality. Again, as I said last night, the previous video, it's not worth anybody risking their life. Again, for those of you just joining, I'm going to try to get some more where I can clean the windshield a little bit better and get you a better, get the camera view cleared up. Um, we're at 22 degrees right now. The thermometer on my car, so not a lot of change from what we had last night when I ended the last video. Roads in and around Knoxville. This is one of the main roads. It's North Shore Drive, and it's not what I would call a horrific shape, but there is ice and snow all over it. Very slick. Apologize for clearing my throat. I've woke up with some drainage this morning, and sure it's from being out and all the cold and snow and stuff yesterday. I'll pull in here to Weigels and see if I can clean this windshield off a little bit better and see what I can do so we can improve our video quality. So bear with me. Gloves and get them home. Because it is cold. Right. I'll be right back with you guys. Much better now in the video quality. Oh, Daniel, thank you very much too. I really appreciate it. Um, I think it's like Deb said last night. You know, I've got that heart where I just want to help people in any way that I can. Um, Unfortunately, we do have a little mist. It's getting back on the windshield already. This is going to be an aggravating morning video, but let's see what we can do. Wow, very slick here in the parking lot of Weigels. Yeah, I'm going to head over to Western in just a minute. Yeah, I see that somebody has a question. VM, go ahead. From Kentucky to Tampa, I would definitely wait until this afternoon and recheck road conditions. 75. I know at one point the Interstate 75 north and southbound was closed last night for a time. There was a fatality on 75 due to a multiple car wreck, and it was shut down for quite a while right here in Knoxville. Uh, I'll head over to the 75 area and check it out, see what it's like here in Knoxville. But I know that I looked at some of the reports before I got out, and Tennessee Department of Transportation was definitely recommended that nobody travel this morning on it. Um, hey, I'll definitely be careful. It's again, I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to concentrate a lot on driving because this is very icy and slick. So I'm not going to be able to read all your comments in the chat. But thank you very much. Thank you for being out here with me this morning. I know it's very early, but I know that a lot of you have places to go, and that's why I want to do my best to bring you what the conditions are. And I can tell you that there's lots of areas that look like the road is clear. There's ice there. It's black ice. It's, as you can see, I just slid. So just because the road looks clear, it doesn't mean there's not a layer of ice right over the top of it. In Knoxville right now, we just have kind of a frozen mist that's still coming down because it's still ending up on my windshield occasionally. It's very fine. The bulk of the precipitation and moisture is gone, but the roads are treacherous. Will we make it up the hill? And this is the key in this kind of weather. It's just a steady pace. As you can see, we made it up fairly easy that way. They're working very hard on the main roads to get them clear. Um, the real problem is going to be back in some of the neighborhoods. Wow, it's very slick. Uh, it's definitely worse than what it was last night, 10:30, 11, when we ended the last video. You're very welcome, VM. I was just able to glance for a second. Um, I definitely don't recommend travel unless it's absolutely an emergency this morning. Well, this could be challenging. It does look like that the Department of Transportation has in County Highway and the city has treated a lot of the hills. So that wasn't too bad, but as you can see, for the most part, the roads are just covered in snow and ice. Again, I do apologize for the video quality. It's hard to get everything cleared off of the camera this morning. Try to tilt it down just a little bit, see if I can get out that spot of moisture that's on the windshield. Uh, yeah, thank you. If you know people that have to get out, especially here in Knoxville or anywhere in East Tennessee this morning, please share the video link with them so they'll know what to expect when they get out. Again, thanks to the guys that worked, the men and women that worked tirelessly all night with Department of Transportation, County Highway, and Knoxville City Works that has worked hard on these roads. And it was just really, the snow was coming down so hard at one point last night, it was just kind of like they were fighting a losing battle. Do have Interstate 40 in sight. And I see absolutely right now, normally I can see traffic. I see no movement at all. So we'll check out Interstate 40 so you guys can at least know. It's 40 or 75 for anybody not from Knoxville. It runs right through Knoxville. Oh, you're very welcome for the reports. Yeah, definitely give the video a thumbs up. That will help it get out to more people. I see a couple of cars on I-40, but they are definitely moving slower than normal. Coming up to Kingston Pike at Morrell Road, right in the Westtown Mall area. Uh, so far, it's like everything else. It's a little, Kingston Pike's a little more clear, but uh, but it's still got a lot of snow and ice on it. So conditions really, I don't think are going to improve until probably afternoon. Uh, and that's what I'll probably try to do once we're done with this video. Uh, and I'll probably be out here a couple of hours. I'll go back home, and then right around 12 noon, I will try to come back out and give you guys an update. And as you guys can see, 4075 it's covered. It looks like most of the people have been trying to travel in the far left-hand lane. Um, there's nothing close to me. I'm going to test it and see how slick it is for you guys. I'm doing about 30 miles an hour, hit my brakes, and yeah, I slid pretty good. So again, didn't lose control, but it would be very easy to lose control out here on this. And again, unless it's an emergency that you have to get out, it's not worth risking your life. I don't blame you. I wouldn't go anywhere either, Southern. Very little traffic out this morning, of course, which is what I expected, and I'm glad. I know there's in Knoxville itself, there's hundreds of closings. Of course, schools are closed. A lot of businesses are closed. Um, and again, then we have those people who want to get out here and don't know how to drive, don't know what they're doing. They're in this mess, and I'm doing 35 miles an hour, which I think is a good speed on this, no traffic around, and I've got a guy that's going to pass me. And this is exactly excessive speed is exactly what caused most of the accidents last night. And he's got a whole interstate with nobody on here and had to get right up against me as he passed me. I mean, are you kidding me? I know I fuss about other drivers a lot, but people just don't, people use no common sense. And a lot of them have no respect for anybody else on the road. And it just, unfortunately, yeah, I'll say it pisses me off. And for those people that have to be out, it really makes me mad because they put everybody in danger. And unfortunately, it looks to me like a lot of the drivers I see coming up behind me, they're not taking this very seriously at all. It is what it is. Um, but as you can see by the condition of the roads that, the road crews have done everything they can do, but, you've got these guys like the truck just passed me that, again, no regard for what's on the roads. Thank goodness traffic is so light. But wow, and in a van like that, that's really not a good idea to go that fast. That's a vehicle that definitely wasn't built for this kind of weather. Forecast for later today. This is pretty much it. We're drying out, but the temperatures are going to drop throughout the day. Tonight we're going to be in the teens and down to. I saw that right now in Knoxville we're forecast to get down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So Cold, bitter cold is what we're in for. Again, I can see we've got smoke buildup on the windshield. It's hard to keep the mist that's coming down from freezing on the windshield, even though I've got the defroster on full blast. Wow, I slid right there pretty good. And that's what I'm saying. This stuff is, it's no joke to be out here driving around in it. We do have still the possibility, unfortunately, of another system maybe coming in this weekend. I've not had a chance, just with bringing you guys all the coverage yesterday and today of the impacts of this storm. I've not had a chance to look and see what the latest is. But yesterday when I looked, the models were still showing we could have another snowstorm in this area this weekend. It does look like that next week we'll go back to temperatures that are close to average. So um, the last I was looking from emergency management services is next next 24 to 48 hours is going to be very rough, or 24 to 36 hours. I apologize. So I know this is really inconvenienced a lot of people, but again, better just to be safe. We're going to get off of 4075 and get on to 75 Interstate 640. As you guys can see, the ramp from 4075 to 75 640 is definitely snow covered. And you can see how close that van up there is following the truck in front of it. That's the things that cause accidents, and that is ridiculous on these roads to be riding that close to anybody. I believe a good rule of thumb in this weather is a good 10 to 20 car lengths back from anything that's in front of you, which is what I'm trying to maintain. I'll tell you, if you have to get out, uh, just use abundant caution. Drive slow. Be courteous to all your fellow drivers. Interstate 640. Wow, it looks like they really concentrated on it, and it looks to be really clear in most places. So Interstate 640, very clear, at least on the west end. Somebody had mentioned Western Avenue, so I'm going to get off and check it out. The ramp, 640 eastbound Western Avenue, snow covered. Oh, a lot more traffic over here than what I thought there would be. See the ramp from 640 to Western Avenue West is very snowy and icy. And yes, Western Avenue, as you can see, is a mess. Do have to be out. Uh, Definitely allow yourself a lot of extra time so that you can make it where you're going uh, and get there very safely. Okay, Western Avenue, once I got past the 640 area, they've really worked on it. It's not, still quite a bit of snow and ice, but it's not horrible, not as bad as some of what we've seen. I see there's a lot of comments on, um, I can't read them all while I'm driving. I'm just glancing. Christine, I realize there's some people that have to go to work, and I get that totally. But there's a lot of people that get on this that don't have to go anywhere. And as far as I think I saw a comment, let's see, somebody said something I think about why they're driving the way they're driving. There is no excuse. I don't care if you have to be out in an emergency situation, if you have no choice but to go to work. Speeding on snow and ice is not okay for any reason. Uh, leave an hour early. I mean, why would you put yourself, anybody else in danger if you don't have to? That's all I'm saying. I totally agree. There are people that have to go to work. As a former first responder, there were times I had to go. It did not matter what the weather or anything else was. It's kind of like this morning. Nobody's making me get out here and bring you guys these reports. But I think that from what everybody's told me, this is very valuable information so everybody knows what to expect if they do have to get out. So I'm not criticizing people that have to go to work. I do understand that. Uh, but just like yesterday, we saw a whole lot of people that we know they didn't have to go to work. They got out and were playing in it and causing a lot of problems for the people that definitely had to be out. They were uh, flying down the roads, hitting their brakes, doing spin outs in the middle of the roads. Go to a parking lot somewhere. Uh, as you can see by the snowplow in front of me, the road crews are out. They're doing everything they can to clear this up. Once the sun comes up, definitely going to help them a lot. But again, no offense to anybody that has to get out and go to work. I do understand that. I'm just saying if you don't have to, and again, just leave yourself distance. Be courteous to the other drivers. Don't put anybody's life at risk, including your own, just because you have to be out. We're in as you can see, Western Avenue. They're working on it hard. It does have snow and ice, but it's passable. We're going to cut through a couple of states. I'm on Palmetto Drive now. We're going to head over to Clinton Highway area. Well, thank you guys. We have over 100 people watching this morning, so I appreciate you getting up at a very early hour to be out here with me. As you can see, the back roads, of course, side streets, whatever you want to call them, they're definitely still very icy and treacherous. Another good trick if you've never driven in snow and ice like this is when you're coming to a hill, uh, shift your transmission into low gear and just take it very slow going down the hill. That will allow you to use as little brake as possible and definitely don't lock your brake up. Sullivan Road, very snow and ice covered. We'll actually go back through one of the neighborhoods to kind of show you a little bit better what they're like. Sports station. Yeah, a lot more snow and ice, of course, in the neighborhoods, as you can see. And this is even a neighborhood that's more traveled than others. Thank you to everyone joining me this morning. Like I said, I'll get a pretty good sampling of road conditions this morning around Knoxville, uh, and then this afternoon, uh, say 12 o'clock, I'll come back out and we'll see if the conditions have improved any, kind of where we're at. It is definitely one snowy mess. If you're new to the channel, love it if you subscribe. If you want to know what the conditions are like when I go back out at 12, you can hit the notification bell and be notified when I go live this afternoon. And thank you for everyone who's showing so much support. Uh, and for all the kind words that have been shared. Going to turn off a Pleasant Ridge Road. That's what I was on the Merchants Road and see what that's like. Go to Clinton Highway. Pretty much, other than the fact of that they had done a really good job on Interstate 640, at least on the west end of clearing it. Pretty much everything is still, as you can see, just snow and ice covered. And wow, on this side of town, we're down to 18 degrees. I just looked at my thermometer and Merchants Road, West Bridge area, it's now reading 18 degrees. So that's going to make a new challenge for the road crews because the chemicals and everything they use to melt the snow and ice do not work at 18 degrees. So now it's all about just using snow plows and yeah, that's why I'm saying that unless you have to be out, um, waiting until this afternoon is definitely going to be a better option to travel. Yeah, just glancing at the comments real quick. I agree with the comments. Snow's easy. It's slick, but it's not going to send you out of control. But yeah, the ice is the problem. And again, where you have a mixture of snow and ice like we have around here, again, as long as you take it slow, steady, and easy, you'll be okay. Most of the accidents that we saw yesterday were due to carelessness. Matter of fact, we watched some people get in trouble because of overestimating their driving ability or because they were just out showing off. And again, I like to play in the snow as much as I can. You guys asked for donuts yesterday, so we found an empty parking lot, and I did that, or tried to. Not as easy to do in this vehicle since it's a limited all-time four-wheel drive. But, so I get it about wanting to play, but out on the road with other traffic is not the place to do that. Uh, so we're at Clinton Highway and Merchants Road. I will take Clinton Highway westbound. We'll go down to uh, Callahan, and we'll take it over to 75 so we can check that out for people that do have to travel on the interstate. Uh, again, you can see it's very slick out here this morning. We have a semi that is just stopped here in the middle of Clinton Highway because probably can't get up this little incline. And I'm glad he pulled over. It's a lot safer that way. Again, you might want to check the local news for the latest closings. I know when I left, there's hundreds of businesses all around East Tennessee that's closed today. Uh, our business, Knox Horizon Complete Auto Care, we closed so our people didn't have to come in. Some of them live in outlying counties, drive into Knoxville every day to work. And again, for us, it's just a decision that it wasn't worth putting their life at risk. And they were all very appreciative of that. And that's one thing I would say if somebody's out there that owns a business, unless you're what I would call a necessary business, please don't make your people come in. At least not, at least wait until this afternoon. Clinton Highway, completely snow covered. There's no traffic anywhere in sight. We'll check and see how slick it is here. I'm doing 28 miles an hour and I'll hit the brakes and see. Really not too bad. So this is more snow and you can kind of tell that. Um, so Clinton Highway, as far as travel, it isn't horrible. It's probably the least icy road that I've been on so far. Somebody was talking about all the car dealerships in Knoxville yesterday. I can't remember where they were from, but yes, Clinton Highway is the used car capital, I think, of the world. Um, I think we counted one time for the county line on Clinton Highway all the way to Interstate 640. We counted 48 buy here, pay here used car dealers. That's been a while. I don't know how many there are now, but and that's just for reference for anybody that doesn't know. That's in a what 5 6 mile stretch. Again, the good thing is traffic is very light. I think most of the people that are out are people who genuinely have to get to work. But emergency services in Knoxville are on their snow plan, which means unless it's a true emergency, they're not coming. If you do get into an accident, especially with another driver and it's minor, uh, take pictures, exchange information, and submit it to your insurance company. Another person will do the same. Um, because law enforcement will not respond to non-injury accidents. And of course, if you have a true emergency, yes, call 911 if there's injuries, or if you've got a life-threatening emergency, absolutely call 911. For anybody that rode along yesterday, we had the guy on Kingston Pike that had stolen the electric shopping cart from from Kroger and was driving it down Kingston Pike uh, during really the beginning of the height of the snowstorm, and almost got hit several times. It's actually, from what I've been told, already become a meme on social media. Somebody took a picture and made a good meme out of it. Uh, I followed the guy for, I think the whole incident lasted about 20 minutes until KPD came and took care of the situation. Uh, but somebody on the feed yesterday suggested we make a commemorative keychain. I thought about making a commemorative T-shirt, Snowmageddon 2024, Knoxville, Tennessee. Rise of the electric shopping carts. I don't know, just a thought. What do you guys think about that? Callahan Road, as you can see, snow covered. If you're in Knoxville, like Asian food, Asia Cafe, an awesome place to eat. Good, friendly people. My plans are to go up here if 75 is reopened, and I don't know. Um, I'll take Interstate 75 north over to Emory Road, and we'll check out Emory Road since to Nova North Hospital's on Emory Road, and it is a very busy hospital for this part of town. So we'll make sure what it's like to get there. Uh, had some people I know, their daughter or daughter-in-law, I can't remember, is a nurse there, and they wanted me to check it out and see what the road conditions were, so we're going to do that. Yeah, in Callahan, it's not that icy, it's just really snow covered. Reality, thank you very much for plugging my business. I appreciate that. We do own Knox Horizon Complete Auto Care. It's at 4701 Clinton Highway in Knoxville. We do uh, all different kinds of auto repair from mechanical to diagnostics, check engine lights. We have the equipment to calibrate and repair ADAS systems. For anybody that doesn't know what ADAS is, it's advanced driver assistance systems like your lane keeping, adaptive cruise control. Um, we also have a collision center and a cylinder head machine shop, which we're going to eventually have a full-blown machine shop. Uh, I've actually been in the automotive repair industry for, I started when I was 16 years old, so it's been 40 years. Wow. Uh, and Before we opened the shop, we were actually, and I hate to say it, I made fun of them earlier a little bit there, used cars, but we were in the used car business. Um, and me and my wife decided to get out of it. Her dad actually was a business he started, and he passed away in 2020. And when he did, we decided we wanted out the used car business. So we wanted to open up a repair shop that could be a one-stop shop where people didn't have to go multiple places. And just kind of a dream I've had for several years. So we opened the shop, and we've been open now. It was a year, January 1st. We've had great feedback, great customers. Uh, and whether you come to us to get your car repaired or not, if you're in Knoxville and just want to stop by and say hi, that's perfectly okay too. But new tires, brakes, oil changes, the whole 9 yards, we do. Um, there's a guy off the road. You can tell the tire tracks he slid. He's having to try to dig his way out. So again, Interstate 75, the left lane looks like it's been traveled on more, but um, definitely icy. I can feel that I'm not getting as much traction as I was on these other roads. So a little more icy. There are some snow coverage. I'll slow down because the car is overtaking me and I'm just going to let it go by. So even though, and that's what I tell people too, a lot of overconfidence because even though this lane looks fairly clear, there's still patches of snow and ice on it. I see them. Uh, I'm traveling right at 40 miles an hour on it, and I think that's a very safe speed that I can still, if something happens, at least within reason, uh, come to a semi-controlled stop. Uh, but 75 right through the stretch is where we did have an accident with fatality last night. And I guess that's why I just caution people so much about just taking extra care and extra time when you're out here driving. But again, I appreciate everybody being out here today and wanting to know what the road conditions are. Wow. So 75 was bad enough last night. You're going to be able to see here tons of semis are pulled over at the Emory Road exit, and they're just waiting for conditions to improve today. You guys should be able to see it. They are lined up on both the off ramp and the on ramp. Same thing on the other side, getting onto, and this is headed northbound. From what I've heard, further north on 75, it's still bad and may be shut down in a couple of places. But even the southbound ranch have trucks on them that the guys are just waiting. So we're at Emory Road and we'll check it out. It appears so far to be just like everything else. Yeah, Emory Road. If Mike and Susan are watching, or their daughter-in-law, I can't remember what she told me it was. Uh, Emory Road's passable. It's like everything else, as long as she takes it. I know she's got to go to work at the hospital this morning, but as long as she takes it slow and steady, she should be fine. Uh, the entrance to the hospital, as a matter of fact, let's turn around and I'm going to show you guys the entrance to the hospital. And this is to Nova North. But as you guys can see, the entrance to the hospital is completely snow covered. It looks like the parking lots, somebody has tried to plow them. There's definitely still some icy and slick spots. But as you can see, the entrance leading up to where the emergency room is still, even though it has been scraped by a plow, it's still snow covered and icy. Again, I can definitely tell that they've used a snow plow here in the parking lots, but even the plows can only do so much. And some of the parking areas where they scraped them now just have a sheet of ice. So especially if you have to come over here in your parking, be very careful getting into the parking spaces themselves. When we leave here, we'll head over to Halls and see what Maynardville Pike is like, and then we'll come back toward Knoxville down Broadway. And just try to give you guys a good overview of the of Knoxville. I'm not going to go way out into Knox County because Knox County's a big county, but at least in the heart of the city and the most traveled places, everybody's going to know. So now we're back on Emory Road, headed toward Halls. Again, most of the roads that we've been on, as long as you take care and there's a car with no lights on, and that's not good. Um, it's still dark outside, guys. But as long as you take care, take it easy, uh, you can get where you need to go if you have to be out. One thing I'll say, if you have to be out and you're going to drive in it, um, it's illegal to have your windows and stuff blocked anyway. But please clean all the snow off the windows so you can see. That vehicle also have one headlight out and one tail light out. Maintenance items that we can take care of at Knox Horizon Complete Auto Care, 4701 Clinton Highway. As everybody knows, the sheriff's office here isn't big on giving tickets for stuff like that, but KPD will write you citations all day long for it. When I was with the sheriff's office, I used to pull people over and have a headlight or a tail light out just as a courtesy to let them know, hey, your light's out, um, so they could get it fixed before they did get cited by the city police. Hmm. Hey, we're up to 278 people watching. Welcome, everybody, to our live feed. Just bringing everybody, as you can see the title, road conditions in Knoxville. Snowy, icy. That's pretty much it all through Knoxville. For those just joining, we were a little surprised earlier when we got on Interstate 640 on the west end, and it was relatively clear. But most roads look just like what you're seeing now. Still snow and ice covered. Uh, some roads have had a little more ice than others. Most of them are just snow covered. Uh, uh, right now, the thermometer on my vehicle says it's 17 degrees where we're at, so well below freezing. And we're expected to be this way for a couple of days, so this stuff isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Emergency services said that the next 24 to 36 hours going to be tricky, and it is because even if the sun were to come out today and start to melt some of this, we're going to be down to near zero tonight, so everything's going to refreeze. So tomorrow could even be a little more hazardous because a lot of the snow's going to melt when everything refreezes, and you're going to have black ice. And snow we can drive on, but ice, nobody can drive on. Thank you guys for all interacting with each other in the chat. Really hard for me to glance at it right now, concentrating on driving. But I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel or if you're just coming on, I've told everybody that I'm going to get everybody a good feel for what everything's like this morning. Uh, and then we'll end this video, and then this afternoon, after 12 o'clock, I'll come back out and we'll see if conditions have improved or if they're the same. And again, check with your local news wherever you get it to see all the latest closings. Uh, Hundreds of businesses and schools closed across East Tennessee. Pretty safe speed on the roads like this is somewhere right around 30 miles an hour, which appears to be what most people are doing. It's like maybe there's been a little more traffic on the southbound lanes of Emory Road, so it's a little clearer on that side. Northbound lanes are still, as you can see, pretty snow covered. Hey, we are in the Halls community. Norris Freeway seems to be fairly clear. A little better than some we've been on. Find out in a minute what Maynardville Pike's like. Looks like that Maynardville Pike Highway 33, they spent a lot of time working on it. I can tell they put a lot of sand on it overnight and been scraping it pretty good. Uh, some slush on it in places. There's still patches of snow and ice, at least right through there. So still be careful if you have to come out this way. Definitely this little stretch right through here. The roads are very passable. Side streets like Crippendale, just past it, it's still completely snow covered. Definitely got to commend the road crews for the job they've done overnight. Maynardville Highway going into Broadway is actually, we're on North Broadway now. It's what Maynardville Pike turns into. This is probably other than the west end of 640, this is probably the clearest road we've seen. So now we're coming into the Fountain City area. Again, Broadway is relatively clear. Actually, it looks like the northbound lanes are clearer than these. Thank you to all the road crews in Knoxville that have been working tirelessly on the roads. Again, they did a fantastic job here on Broadway. Definitely one of the better roads we've been on. We on Interstate 640 eastbound, and we'll head out to East Knox County and kind of see what conditions are. I didn't get to make it as far east yesterday as I wanted to because the interstate was at a almost at a standstill. Wow, again, 640. Um, they have done a phenomenal job clearing it. Yeah, Interstate 640 so far from what I've seen is virtually clear of snow and ice. So for anybody not in Knoxville, Interstate 640 is the bypass that bypasses downtown Knoxville. It is definitely the clearest road we've been on. Still a little bit of snow on the bridges and overpasses. Again, though, Interstate 640, very passable. There's still a few patches of snow and ice, but again, 640, I'm impressed. It's basically clear. Okay, we're getting on Interstate 40 eastbound, and now back in Knoxville, it was pretty snow covered, but it looks like the further east you go, it's relatively clear also. So basically, 40 east of downtown Knoxville, appears to be clear. Like I said, from what I've seen, Interstate 40 eastbound, east of downtown Knoxville, is clear of snow and ice. Looks like there may be just a little bit in the left-hand lane, but the right two lanes are totally clear. We want to get off at Strawberry Plains Pike, and we'll head over toward South Knoxville, John Sevier Highway area, and see what it's like. I tried to make it out here yesterday, but I made it as far as Asheville Highway and traffic was at a standstill. Oh, not sure what we got here on Straw Plains Pike. Looks like may have some vehicles stuck or something. Can't really tell what's going on yet. Can't remember if there's a traffic light right there or I know the Tennessee Department of Transportation has a truck right there. Okay. To back up before this guy backs into me. Looks like Straw Plains headed south is appears to be shut down actually. We'll see if I can yep. Well, we're guess not gonna do what we were gonna do. I'm gonna look, see if I can figure out what we've got here. Um yeah, we definitely have multiple vehicles stopped on Strawberry Plains Pike, but I can't tell what's going on. Uh, we'll see if I can figure out what it is for you guys to let you know. Um, wow, as you can see, it's like a parking lot, and this is Straw Plains Pike headed southbound. I don't know if it's because can't tell if we've actually had a truck crash up there. I can't really tell what's going on, or if they're all just over to the side because I'm gonna see if I can squeeze through and let you guys know at least why or what. They may have all just stopped here because they couldn't go anywhere on the interstate yesterday, but it's very hard to tell. And I think maybe that's exactly what this is truckers yesterday just could not go anywhere else on 40. It was so bad. So uh, as many as could pulled into the truck stop here on Straw Plains Pike, but a whole lot of them just couldn't get in there. There's no parking left. So yeah, they're just lining Strawberry Plains Pike southbound, waiting for things to clear up. I'm sure. Straw Plains through here, of course. Still snow covered. Of course, with all these trucks, the plows definitely can't get through here. Wow. We'll try to figure out what this gentleman is going to do. But we did make it through, so that's good. They left enough room for a car to get through there. So our plan still is to head towards South Knoxville, but as you can see, Strawberry Plains Pike is definitely still snow and ice covered. Uh, okay, so we got one truck that's turning into, well, he's trying to turn into Estes Trucking up here, but afraid he may be fixing to get stuck. And then he was trying to back up, and this other truck pulled right up on him, so he can't back up anymore. So I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, looks like he finally made it in there. I'm gonna attempt to just go around this one. I hope. Uh, oh, he's sliding, so we do have a lot of snow and ice here. His wheels were spinning when he tried to take off. Um, we're gonna get around him. Strawberry Plains Pike, as you can see, very snow and ice covered. Wow, and the road's very rough right now. Oh, sorry for the rough ride, guys. Hope nobody gets motion sick. Yeah, I think my goal here is I'm gonna get over to South Knoxville, probably get John Spear Highway to Alcoa Highway to then get on 140 Mississippi Parkway, back to North Shore Drive, and then we'll end this live feed. And then, like I said, I'll get back out at noon, uh, and we'll see if the conditions have. Wow, FedEx truck went off the road yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. Um, but we'll come back out at noon and we will see what the conditions are like then. According to the temperature gauge on my car, we're still at that 18-degree mark. And it's only going to get colder. So if you have to be out too, make sure you bundle up. I'm just trying to figure out which way I want to go here. Which way is going to be the best. Uh, Pull in here just a moment, maybe. Kind of plan out the route I want to take. So Knox County is now under a wind chill advisory. Uh, it expires in 1 day and 4 hours. So we're definitely going to be in some dangerous temperatures. Just want to look through a few of the. We'll try to look through just a few of the most recent comments. Sorry, I've not been able to look at any of them. I'm gonna try to just. Uh, William, I love that. Don't be texting and driving this morning. I just crashed my grocery cart. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, I love it. Um, Crossville, 8 inches of snow. Wow. Maynardville, 10 inches. I think 8 to 10 is going to be pretty common throughout the area. Uh, Now, to everybody that's thanking me, you guys are very, very welcome. Sean, that's awesome. Better than going to Universal. That's pretty cool, man. Um, ooh, pancakes, eggs, cheese, and sausage sandwich. That sounds really good. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back on the road. Um, like I say, we'll explore just a little bit more. Um, I appreciate each and every one of you coming along for this ride along. Wow, we have a lot of people watching. Thank you guys very much. I hope the information on the road conditions is helpful. Again, unless you just have to get out, as you can see, we're going to have snow and ice covered roads for a while. As we've seen, some are better than others. Especially Interstate 40 east of downtown was relatively clear. What we saw, uh, Interstate 640 seemed to be relatively clear. But then we get into some of the roads like this. Interstate 75, though, still had quite a bit of snow and ice on it. So it really depends on what road you're on and where you're at. Um, I'm on Highway 168 right now. As you can tell, it's still got lot of snow and ice on it. But wow, the trees are just so pretty with snow on them. It's very picturesque. I know we've had a lot of viewers and now subscribers from all around the world. I know yesterday we had people from Japan, Scotland, the UK, several states around the US. Once we get through all the winter weather and stuff, some of the live videos we do, we'll just give people for people who aren't from here, we'll give them a good tour this summer and spring of East Tennessee. Oh, 2 cars that went off the road here. 3. Wow. That tells you how slick it's been. Um, so again, we should all still be very careful out here if you have to get out. Bridge right there, that's Interstate 40. As you can see, traffic that was going over it was still going just fine. That's definitely the section that's clear. Actually brought us back to Asheville Highway, and I'm going to take it. I didn't know if he was going to stop for his red light, but I got one anyway, so it's fine. Um, I think I missed where I meant to turn earlier, but that's okay. I can still get where I want to go. Oh, I think I meant to have a refreshing beverage if I can get it open. Yep. So now we're on Asheville Highway. As you can see, it's in relatively good. Bridge here going to Host River is, of course, still snow covered. Roads are really better than I expected. So I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. Um, Definitely slick getting on the on ramp to 40 westbound. But when I get on Interstate 40, it should be relatively clear. Now, very interesting. When we're coming 40 east, uh, it was very clear, as you guys remember. 40 west is a totally different story. 40 west here is still snow covered. So eastbound lanes at 40, once you get past downtown Knoxville, are clear. Westbound lanes are still snow covered. In fact, in just a minute, you should be able to see both sides. Wow, what a difference one side of the interstate to the other one makes. But we'll take 40 through downtown Knoxville. Virtually no traffic. I mean, it's very light. We're passing Rutledge Pike, headed back into town. Looking down Rutledge Pike, snow and ice covered. That's kind of what I expected. But wow, just the difference in the two sides of the interstates. Eastbound side's clear. Westbound side, as you can see, is still covered. Not sure how slick it is. We can test that out since there's nothing around us. Oh, quite a bit slicker on this side than what we ran to earlier. We are, according to the temperature, down to 16 degrees now, so it is dropping. And that's what it's supposed to do this afternoon, is drop throughout the afternoon. I may kind of make a change of plans here. I know I said that when we ended this one, I would come back out around noon. I don't know. It's 8 now, so 12. I might make it just a little bit later, um, because I don't know that we're going to have a lot of changes between now and then. Uh, Maybe around 2 o'clock will be a better time to come back out. Um, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll let y'all comment on that. What time do you think I should come back out and recheck the road conditions? I see a Pigeon Forge. 5 minutes. Noon to 1 p.m. Yeah, I think that's still a good time to do it. So we'll just plan on between noon and 1. I will once we finish this one, I'll come back out. Uh, what my plans are now, I'm gonna go to Alcoa Highway, take it over to toward the airport, and then I probably won't go all the way to McGee Tyson, but I'll go to where Alcoa Highway intersects with Mississippi Parkway, I-140, and then take it back to West Knoxville, and then we'll end the feed, and I'll come back, like I say, between noon and 1, and we'll check and see what everything is. Yeah, thank you guys for riding along with me. Wow, 600 viewers. That's awesome. If you're new to the channel, love it if you'd subscribe. When I come back out to check the road situations, if you want to be notified, hit the notification bell. I appreciate each and every one of you. Most of the roads around the Knoxville area, snow and ice covered. There are a couple of exceptions. Um, 40 eastbound, Interstate 40 eastbound so far, even though I'm coming into Knoxville, it still looks relatively clear. 40 westbound, as you can see, for the most part, has been snow and ice covered. It's a little bit better right here, but still, you can definitely tell the road crews have been trying to get it clear. But and right here in the heart of downtown Knoxville, it does appear to be more clear than other places. Interstate 640 was virtually completely clear when we were on it, and we were actually from all the way from the east to the west. Didn't go from the west to the east. Didn't get on the westbound side lane, so it is possible, just like what we found on Interstate 40, that the other side could have been still snowing, ice covered, because that's definitely the case here. Up ahead, you can see with the snow plows out, still hard at work. I mean, I think the road crews deserve a medal for the job they've done. I tell you, it's really incredible. They're really working very hard to get everything clear. Interstate 40, for the most part, is very passable, at least through here. Interstate 75, from what I hear, especially headed northbound toward Jellicoe, I've heard that it's still very bad in places. And I got a report earlier that somewhere around past Raccoon Valley Road that may have been shut down temporarily. I don't know. I've not been able to verify that. I'll be real curious to find out what Alcoa Highway's like. Looking at the streets in downtown Knoxville that I could see, still snow and ice covered. See absolutely no traffic in downtown Knoxville at all. So, um, so depending right here, getting on Alcoa Highway, it just kind of depends as you can see which lane you're in. Um, Far right-hand lane, completely snow and ice covered. Middle lane, which I'm in, virtually free of anything. Left lane's got a little bit on it. Uh, Exit to Kingston Pike is very snow and ice covered. We'll see what the exit to UT Hospital's like in a minute. Exit to UT Hospital, snow and ice covered, and doesn't look like there's been a lot of traffic on it. Alcoa Highway so far is not in horrible shape. Um, Even the bridge going over the Tennessee River is not bad. Overall, the road crews have done a really good job. I know that yesterday too. I don't know what the airport situation is today, but I know yesterday we had a complete ground stoppage at McGee Tyson Airport. Again, Alcoa Highway looks really good. Virtually no traffic at all. Looks like we have a little more snow and ice now in this section of Alcoa Highway. That's just at starting at Montlake Drive. Look like they kind of got it cleared up to that point, up to Montlake, and then yeah, now we're back into it's not as bad as some roads, but there is still quite a bit of snow and ice here on Alcoa Highway past Montlake. I see a comment, hadn't seen anything about chains on the tires. That's just something that's not done around here. It was done back in the mid to late 80s, early 90s because we got just a ton of snow and ice. Um, this is really one of the most significant snows we've had since I think 96. I mean, we've had a few little ones, but for something that's going to stick around as long as this is really one of the first ones we've had. And I've not seen, man, I'm not seeing anywhere in town selling snow chains in since the early 90s. That's the last time I even remember seeing them. And I'm not sure what the current law is. We may actually have a law in the books now where they're not allowed on the Tennessee highways. Because again, you got to remember, we just don't get snow. This is an oddity for us. I'll try to look that law up later and see what it is now. Oh, thank you for answering what I'm driving. Um, yeah, this was a I got the idea for this vehicle to use for storm chasing and reporting because I know that Reed Timmer at one time had a very similar vehicle. And you guys, if anybody's followed Reed, he's a storm chaser, meteorologist, PhD, very smart. He uh, he has one that he's been in some hailstorms where, oh my gosh, the battle damage on that vehicle from hail alone has just been incredible. And so I thought, yeah, why not get a vehicle very similar to what Reed had? And uh, we don't get a lot of severe weather in this area as far as like tornadoes. We did have one last year. It's an EF2. The first one, I think, since 1988. So that tells you how rare that is. But we do occasionally have them. Um, we do get a lot of wind damage around the area, hail, uh, and just severe thunderstorms. Uh, a lot of times we have to deal because of the mountains, and if we're down in the valley, we do have to deal with a lot of flash flooding in the spring and summer. Um, I know that a lot of that may not be as exciting to some people as actually seeing a tornado, but it's still weather and stuff and events that need to be reported, and it's definitely important to those of us who live in Knoxville and the surrounding areas. A lot of times in the summer and spring, I'll go out because we have the chance of severe weather, and it turns out to be not much of anything. But that's okay too. The further toward the airport that you go on Alcoa Highways, you can see the more snow and ice there is. Reed is one brave dude. Uh, there's a lot of great guys out there, storm chasers that do it full time. That uh, they just they're incredible. Um, let's do this. We've not instead of going all the way out to Mississippi and Alcoa Highway, let's cut across Topside Road and we'll take it back to I-140 Mississippi, and we'll just kind of see what the conditions are here. This is a route that when I was with Sheriff's Office, I used to take a lot because for a whole year I was in charge of doing mental transports. And for anybody that's not familiar with that, sheriff's offices in Tennessee are charged with if a psychiatric patient comes into one of our regular hospitals and has to be transported to a psychiatric hospital, the sheriff's office does that. My opinion is, do I agree with that? No, I think it should be done by trained medical personnel, but that's what we were mandated to do. For a whole year, I transported a lot of psychiatric patients out to Peninsula Psychiatric Hospital, which is not too far off this road. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time on Alcoa Highway coming out here at the top side, and a lot of time on 140 Mississippi Parkway coming out here. Got to know the route very well. Top side road, for those of you wanting to know out this way, as you can see, they've definitely been scraping it and treating it, but it's still got snow and ice on it. See what the bridge is like here. Bridge is relatively clear. I'm kind of shocked. Most bridges are still covered. Whoops. What do we have here? Oh, this is a sheet of ice right here. This car hauler tried to come this way. As you can see, he's gotten himself in a very precarious situation. I know what he's afraid of. He's afraid of sliding down the hill, which could happen. So he's kind of stuck because it looks like that whole side is a sheet of ice. So we're going to be very careful as we cross over. And let's take it very slow and easy. Wasn't too bad. It was a lot better than what it could have been. Sorry that I can't catch all the comments, but definitely, as we all know, not safe to drive and read. Um, and do it fairly well because, when I was an officer, having a computer in the car and having to be updated through it on certain things, I had to learn to multitask. So this part of topside road, as you can see, very snow and ice covered. Wow, I see we have a lot of people watching. Man, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be back out this afternoon, letting people know what the road conditions are in and around Knoxville. Um, Somewhere between noon and 1 p.m. So if you want to be notified when I go live again, please hit the subscribe button. Or I'm sorry, the notification bell. I had a lot of sleep. I could feel it. But that's okay, man. I know a lot of you guys have been very appreciative of the information I brought you, and so that's what makes this worth it. I'm very humble for your comments, and I feel very honored that I've been able to help some people. So we have made it. Wow, the road's rough here where everybody's been driving through the ruts. So I'm gonna get back on 140 Mississippi Parkway, headed back toward West Knoxville. Uh, Uh, well, we're driving into a few snow flurries, and that's really all we're expected to have today. The main bulk of the moisture's way to the northeast of us now. The next system that we're going to have, and I'm no meteorologist, I follow everybody else though and kind of go with what all the models are showing and what they're saying. But we have the potential for another system. Last I saw, uh, Friday into Saturday to bring us another round potential winter weather. And I believe the cold air will still be in place. So if we do get the moisture, we've got the potential for another possible snowstorm. Um, as you guys can see, at least here on the Blount County side, uh, 140 Mississippi Parkway is still snow and ice covered. We'll be crossing back into Knox County in just a second. Going over the Tennessee River. Get a little patch of ice there. So that's the thing I talk about when you're driving on this. It's so easy to get fooled into a false sense of security sometimes because you'll be going along fine and then it's all at once. There's a patch of ice somewhere and you can hit it and be into a skid pretty quick. Wow, over 800 people watching. Thank you guys very much. This is incredible. Um, it's still, yeah, here on 140, it's still pretty, as you can see, it's still slick, still snow and ice covered. So if you have to be on 140 Mississippi Parkway, please be careful. Try and find the smoothest part of the road, but it's almost impossible right now, I think. Then we have another driver that's like, shoot, everybody else goes slow. Why don't I just speed? I just don't get it, but it is what it is. I mean, yes, I think the tow truck's going a little slower than he has to, but so I do want to get past him. Oh, try to get back in the smooth lanes if there are any. And of course, the other problem with driving here on snow is that most people in the South have never driven on it, so they have no clue. I've had a couple people, my friends that live up north, that have been telling me, "What's the big deal?" Big deal is we don't get it all the time in the winter like they do. So a storm like we had here can shut the South down. As you can see, as far as you can see, we're still snow and ice covered here. I'm almost back to North Shore Drive. Once we get there, I'm gonna get off. I'll try to look at a few more of you guys' comments before I sign off, and I'll top the Jeep off with fuel. because we're down to a little less than a quarter of a tank. Uh, and then again, as per suggestions, I'll come back out between noon and 1 and give you guys an update on where we're at. I don't expect a lot of changes, but you never know because we're definitely very temperature. We're down to 16 degrees now and cloud covered, so the sun's not going to come out. So we're not going to have that. Even the I can't think what they call it, but it's basically the melting because of the radiation of the sun, just the rays hitting it. We're not going to have any of that, so this is going to stick around for a couple of days, and probably even longer than that, especially if we do get that system Friday going into Saturday. We may just have more pile on top of this. But the long range outlook or the medium long range outlook for the probably after the 20th looks like we're going to have at least a seasonal warm up, uh, which should get a lot of the winter weather out of here. But as anybody that's lived in Tennessee knows, we've had some of our biggest snows in March, so we've still got a lot of winter to go. And if everybody remembers the blizzard of '93, the day I think it was the day before that blizzard happened where we got tons of snow. It was 58 degrees within just a couple of days, and then we got just inundated with all that snow. So even though the temperatures go up, it does not mean that we can't still get hit with a lot of snow and ice. You know, as you guys could tell too, traffic's very, very light, which is a which is a good thing. Um, Again, don't recommend getting out unless you have to, because not only is it staying off the roads to be safe, but it allows the snow plows and the crews to get out without having to dodge other people, so that they can get the roads clear, so that everybody then can get out safely. 75 and I-40, it depends on where you're at. That's what we noticed. The eastbound lanes of I-40 through downtown Knoxville and past it are on really totally clear. The westbound lanes are still snow and ice covered. 75, from what I could tell, is still pretty much snow and ice covered. There were a lot of accidents last night on 75, um, including one fatality that I know of. Uh, it's not that they're not passable. I would just take it very slow and easy, and don't get just because one section's clear, as we noticed on some other roads. Within half a mile, you can be snow and ice covered again. So the biggest thing I would say is if you do have to get out, just be very careful. Let me see if I can see some of them. Oh, that was J Mac. Hey, J Mac, how are you doing? You're the one that asked the question. Kind of hard while I'm driving to read these. But it is, wow, 970 people watching. Thank you guys very much. Um, yeah, went from t-shirt shorts weather 93 to Eskimo within about an hour. I remember that. I told people yesterday I was working at the, what used to be the Pilot convenience store at, Western Avenue at Cumberland Estates. And I remember I went in that night and, it started to rain, and I thought, wow, they got this one right. I went in and stocked the cooler, and then it was, within an hour we had 3 inches underground, and then I got to watch it snow all night long. It was really, really something else. I'm gonna go back through the comments here, see if there's anything else I can help answer you guys. Keith, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the kind comments, everybody. Uh, Best day to be out of school in 93, Lee. Yep. Uh, yeah, when I come back out, Wendy, I'll definitely take a look at West Emory. From what I've kind of tried to check with some of my emergency management contacts. I think it's pretty much like everything else. It's still very snow and ice covered, but we'll even go down to the Hardin Valley area and check it out. Um, the skies are starting to try to clear in Lake Tansy and Crossville. That's good. Uh, I'd love to get 1,000 subscribers before I sign off. Man, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Earth Gal. Oh, multiple sirens in Newport. Um, all right, Hugh, bragging about 69 degrees in Orlando. That's good. I'm glad for you guys. That's still cold kind of for Orlando, but we're now, the thermometer says 17 degrees. Um, it's just really awesome, guys. You guys are just incredible. I appreciate that. Wow, 1,919 people still going. Man, guys, thank you for suggesting everybody subscribe. I appreciate it. We've got a lot of stuff coming on. It's awesome. Poor guy, the guest thinks I was talking to him through my window here, even though it's up. I'm talking to you guys, but I look up and he's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, I'm talking to my audience, not you. Oh, oh wow, southeastern Pennsylvania got their first accumulation in 716 days. Wow, that's a dry spell without snow there. Um, Reality, thank you so much for just all your kind words. I appreciate that. Southern Zone, thank you so much. Now, let's see. I just got a text from somebody about West Emory. As I said, I will definitely check it out, but it's from what I've heard, it's just like everything else. Um, yeah, the camera stabilization. I know the roads have been making that very hard. Robin, I apologize for that. Um, Man, thank you for all the new subscribers and everything. Let me see what the latest ones are. Um, oh, thank you for bringing this business. I appreciate that. Oh, Filmer of Life, you're very welcome for the ride. Oh, Canadian Kevin, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for sharing the link. Wow, still a lot of comments. I appreciate you guys so much. Asher, I'm not sure where you're from. I know here in Knoxville, we're done with the snow. Um, I have not, um, I've actually not taken a measurement this morning. I'm going to do that when I get home and I'll shoot a very short clip of me measuring the snow so I can tell you exactly how much we got here in West Knoxville. Uh, thank you guys for subscribing. Clinton Highway was snow and ice covered still. I checked, I was there just a little while ago. Uh, Guys, thank y'all very much. Thank you, little gambler. Guys, I appreciate it. I'll leave this open for just a few more minutes so you guys can continue to chat. And then I'm going to end the stream. Like I said, I will be back out live um, between 12 and 1 o'clock, and we'll check and see what all the conditions are there. And I will try to get to other areas that I've not been to. But guys, thank you all very much. Wow, 9 inches in most of West Knoxville. That's awesome. But guys, thank y'all very much. I'm going to fill up with fuel, and then we will come back out this afternoon and get back at it again. If you've not subscribed, please do. If you want to ride back along with me this afternoon, hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live. Thank you guys very much. I'll leave this open for just a few more minutes before I end it. And again, thank you guys for all the love. I appreciate you guys. You've been great, and I will see you in just a little while. Wow, you guys are still chatting. That's awesome. Oh, guys, thank you all so much. Um, oh, Southern Sewing, thank you so much for the kind words. You guys are awesome. There's a lot of great people on here. Echo 62, Scotland. Hey, man, how you doing? Um, you know what? I'm just going to keep you guys going with me till I get back home, and I know a lot of people are weirded out showing followers they don't know where they live, but I'm pretty easy to find, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Now, Deb, she gets a little weirded out by it, but that's okay. She's not with us, and we won't tell her, right? Or maybe we'll end the stream when I get close to home. Make it a challenge if somebody wants to find me. Thank you very much, all the new subscribers and everything. You guys are just you've been awesome, and I appreciate it more than you know. I will be back out between 12 and 1 o'clock to give you the latest updates on the roads. And once we're done with that one, we'll probably do one later tonight. And then hopefully by that time tomorrow, conditions should improve. And I guess tomorrow I really should go into work. Yes, Jeff, God is in control. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, for thank you for everybody that's subscribing. Thank you guys for everybody that's hitting that notification bell so you'll be notified. As I've told a lot of the people yesterday, I've got a lot of videos I want to put out this year. I'm going to try not to overwhelm everybody. Of course, we're going to have more when we have events like this that's going on. But regular videos, I'm going to try to do one a week. One that I'm going to do that since I mentioned it, we've actually had some people contact us direct and say they definitely want to hear it. It's on ketamine infusion therapy. If you've not heard about it, we'll explain it. It's being used to treat people with PTSD, depression, and anxiety that other treatments aren't helping. Been in the news lately because ketamine was found in the system of actor Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing on the show Friends. They found that in his system when he passed away. Um, he did have a cocktail of medications in his system, so yeah, that's a tragedy right there. But we're going to do a whole video on ketamine infusion therapy, and I may do a couple. I may do one where me and my wife Deb talk about our experience with it because we've both been through it. And then one where we have medical professionals on to give the whole medical side of it, because ours, of course, is just going to be our opinion and our experiences. But I really hope to do that, depending on the weather and what else we get. Within the next 2 weeks, I'll try to have at least the first one out, maybe sooner. And then the one with medical professionals, I'll just have to coordinate that. And then, as I am a former law enforcement officer, I've got some videos I want to put out on practices in the law that I don't agree with, and that I know a lot of officers don't, and I know a lot of people watching don't. And so we'll get down to the nitty gritty of some of those of what's the truth and what's not. And I know I'm going to make a lot of my fellow brothers and sisters in blue mad. And you know what? Tough. Because the truth shall prevail. This car that we saw last night still off the road here on North Shore Drive. And wow, a lot of front end damage on that car. That's just, man, I hate that for whoever has that car. I think they got out though and walked away. I didn't see any airbags deployed, so I think they were fine. And then, like I said, this spring, when spring flowers and stuff come out, we'll get out since we've got people now following from all over the world. We'll get out and show them what East Tennessee's like in the spring and then the summer. Um, Wish I could show you guys the Smoky Mountains, but National Park Service made a ruling this past year that they're really enforcing hard about videoing within the park boundaries. And it affected people with YouTube channels that aren't even monetizing or making money. And most people think it's very unfair that they're penalizing people. And I know a couple people they've taken legal action after because they made a 5-minute video of, hey, look how pretty this waterfall is. And that is BS, in my opinion. Um, I mean, nobody was hurting anybody, but God forbid if the government's not making the money, they sure don't want anybody else making money from it being monetized. But that's another whole story. Maybe we'll do a video on that. Anyway, again, guys, thank you guys very much. I'm going to go ahead and end the feed. I'll see you guys again between 12 and 1.